Hello, welcome to another episode of The Future of Food. There is a new kid on the block in the drink segment, and if you haven't heard of it, it's taken Dubai by storm. Everybody I'm talking to is drinking it, and everybody is giving amazing feedback. And today I'm with the founder, Fabian, the creator of Méte Drinks. How are you? Welcome to the show.
Thank you very much for having me. Where do we
Tell us,
begin?
I don't know. I mean, I got told about this drink by at least like 4 or 5 people, so I had to reach out and connect. I think where I want to start is let's hear a bit more about you, and then we can talk about how this little beauty came to market.
Perfect. Let's put my 35 years together into a minute. Born and raised in Dubai, so I actually have experience here my entire life. Then went to Switzerland to study in École Hôtelière de Lausanne, as I'm originally from Switzerland. So I had a little glimpse into the hospitality, into the airline industry. And then from there, I think learning the distribution part of airlines, I fell in love with the tech world. And then from there, been doing e-commerce platforms, travel tech, creator economy tech, Web3 tech, and finally, I also had a media agency in between that too, and now back into the hospitality world with a carbonated beverage. Yeah.
So, how does somebody go from tech to creating a new drink brand?
Um, so the inflection point was we have a son, God bless, and he doesn't sleep very well, and it's getting better day by day, thankfully. And and then one morning we said, damn, we need something else than a coffee. And then we fell down the rabbit hole, according to our research, and stumbled upon yerba mate. And yerba mate is this fantastic super herb or superfood that the Argentinians, Syrians, and Lebanese drink religiously. It's a cultural thing. Maybe you've seen it in a hoof,
Hmm.
but the properties within it are incredible. There's amino acids, electrolytes, antioxidants, caffeine, xanthines, and the list goes on. And yeah, we're playing around with it literally in the kitchen. I know I hate that story. Everybody says it, but it's truly how it was. We fell in love with the taste and thought, come, let's do this
Yeah.
because it's a really cool alternative to a coffee. It's a non-synthetic energy drink. It helps you awakenness and clarity. So it's also fantastic for the offices or if you do sports. And funny enough, it's also a post-workout drink. So we see this as the natural rebel against synthetic drinks because it's really all natural, no preservatives, no bullshit inside. And even my son had a swing of it recently and I had no regrets because I know it's really the cleanest thing on the market.
Good. So, I'll be honest, like when I first tasted it, it's a bit of a shock to the system, right? Because I think certainly my palate is not used to that taste. And it took me like at least 1 or 2 bottles, and I was like, do I like it? Do I not like it? But then I kept wanting more, right? So you sent me like I think 2 boxes. They're all gone, and it does just give you that need and want to go back for more. So do you think that's down to the way that it makes you feel? Do you think it's the flavors? What is it about the drink that people just keep coming back to?
I think it's, as you just said, I think it's a combination of three things, like a pyramid, if you want to say it. It's a brand, what we stand for, everything clean, natural. So when you drink it, you do feel sophisticated, you do feel sexy, you do feel healthy. Two, yeah, I don't know. I like the taste,
Yeah.
and our order rates are fantastic. So there is a acquired palate that you might need to have. Arabs do have that tea-ish type of palate, so I
Hmm.
think it's going very well with them. Switzerland are the biggest consumers of iced teas per capita,
Hmm.
so I think it's going quite well with them. And the final thing is exactly it's the brand, it's the ingredients, and also it's a cold beverage, right?
Yeah.
So for this weather and the climate that we live in, Dubai, UAE, or Middle East, it's a very cool thing than a hot coffee, for example. Yeah.
Absolutely. So tell us about the journey. So it's obviously live now, it's in the market, but I assume it wasn't as easy as just bottling a carbonated tea drink and getting it on the shelf or in the restaurant. Talk us through kind of how it got to this point and the challenges along the way.
Oh, there's a lot of challenges, but that's just the beauty of entrepreneurship. You take one step forward, three steps back, and then at one point, then it reverses. We actually take 6 steps forward and one step back. I think now we're hitting that escape velocity. Yeah, as I said, done in the kitchen. Then thankfully we found a small manufacturer who was able to do it in a very manual process. So of course, there's three type of manufacturers: manual, semi-automatic, and then fully
Yeah.
automated. And in the beginning, of course, you have small productions, small, really high costs. And with that, then we started a proof of concept, a POC. And with a POC, we wanted to demonstrate that we have retention, so product market fit.
Hmm.
This is one of the tech philosophies again. If you don't have people coming back to you, then you're not building a product that people like, and you're not solving a proper issue. And with that POC, it's been validated exceptionally well. We have continuously, of course, we have small inventory, but it's been selling out and somehow getting around also to you through four different connections,
Yeah.
right? So the word of mouth is somehow there because we stand for a very good product. And now we're in the ramp up phase, right? So also maybe back to you, to your agency, we need to hire a few people coming forward. Maybe you can help us with that.
Hopefully,
Yeah.
hopefully. I want to talk a bit more about the manufacturing process because, again, this is first of its kind in this country. And we were talking earlier off camera about the challenges of being able to find a business or a production facility in the UAE that can do this type of product. So, why was that so difficult?
Great. Let me take a reference to actually Central Europe because I want to explain also maybe how temperature or geography actually plays a massive role into why it's difficult here. For example, let's take Germany. You have apples. You have incredible amount of apples. So there's a lot of mom and pop shops which just simply used an apple pressing tool and slowly start selling this across the market. And you have thousands of small little micro breweries, micro manufacturers who can make bottled juices and bottled apple juice to rhubarb to elderflower.
Mhm.
And then you also can see if you walk through the streets of a Paris or a London or a Berlin, you'll see a bunch of little micro brands, which is fantastic, right? And the quality, and they're really the Berlin for me is, I think, one of the strongest in terms of the level of quality in beverage. Now, here in the Middle East, of course, we don't have apples,
Mhm.
right? The geography is just simply too hot to have that type of flourishing nature to be able to take those fruits or vegetables and therefore also have the mechanical thinking of how to actually take that into a business. And here, yeah, in the Middle East or specifically in the UAE, we have the big brands who are also very strong in their market share. They have the huge industrial scale manufacturing, um, and somehow the in-betweens, right? So as I said before, the semi-automatic process and the manual processes, they're not really as sophisticated. No, they are sophisticated, but they're not as many or as in Europe, for example,
Yeah.
right? So finding the right partner to do our process is very difficult because most industrial scale businesses cannot create a tea.
Mhm. Yeah.
Something as simple as actually creating a tea. They use syrups, they use concentrates, they use extracts, which they then mix into a big pot or into a mixer, technically speaking, and then put it into a bottle and carbonate it, then put it into the bottle and pasteurize, whatever. So at the moment, we have a quite a challenging logistical or supply side problem where we then have to create a tea at one manufacturer, ship that in containers, so
Mhm.
1,200 liter plastic containers, to then a co-filler who's then able to actually produce it for us.
So what's the plan then? Because in order to scale, you need to overcome that. You need to reduce those cogs and reduce that supply chain to make sure that this product is getting into more people's hands, and obviously it grows and grows. What's the plan? Are you going to look to build your own manufacturing capability in the region, or are you still going to look to outsource that in the sort of short to mid term?
So buying and operating our own facility is not really part of our question, not part of the plan.
Okay.
Most of the business models from a Red Bull to a Coca-Cola, they don't do that either.
Hmm.
Their business model and value chain is actually distribution and marketing,
Yeah.
but owning the recipe, of course. And that's also ours. Um,
So you're looking for co-manufacturing.
Co-manufacturers,
Okay.
co-fillers.
Yeah.
But to optimize the process, we will be buying specific tools or
Hmm.
specific equipment to be able to put them into our co-fillers, but then we have agreements with to be able to create that entire process within one place.
Got it.
And by having such a difficult product, which is actually not difficult, just
Hmm.
an infusion of the tea, right? and a few other processes along the way, then we've cracked the model because not many other people can do that,
Yeah.
like at industrial scale.
Yeah.
So this will be a competitive advantage, and therefore also our positioning as the all-natural rebel against synthetic drinks.
Yeah. There's a lot of conversation around transparency, clean label products at the moment, and there's so much conversation around processed foods, but I don't think there's enough focus on processed drinks. So, how does Mete plug into that and kind of fill that? I would consider it a void on that clean label, healthy drinks market.
Fantastic. Processed foods, we don't even know what a real tomato tastes anymore.
Yeah.
And this applies to drinks. How does an actual apple juice taste? What is an actual apple? Right. And that's one of the things we really want to fight against. Our mission is to help people stand taller, think sharper, and be stronger. And that I think through purely natural products.
So let's talk about the products
Yeah.
because there's going to be quite a few people watching this
Yeah.
program, and I finished mine already, so I need to maybe I'll just crack another one open
When you
here.
talk to the
Right,
supplier, you can have as many as you want.
it's so good. So tell us what's in it. Again, there's going to be a lot of people watching this that are probably, well, I hope, going to go to the shop,
Please.
go online, try and find it. But let's tell them what's in it and what makes it different.
We actually buy the yerba mate imported from Argentina. We then make an infusion out of that, and therefore we're able to extract all that natural goodness from the super tea or super herb. This specific one is called Original, and it has agave syrup as a sweetener, um, and lemon juice, citric acid, and guarana. The main difference between this one and the classic, sorry, the classic is based on bio dark cane sugar. So
Okay.
it's the cleanest form, the most natural form of sugar that exists. So it's literally just pressed out of the cane.
Yeah.
And we then put this into this bottle, which then provides this darker, more molasses type of deeper taste.
Yeah. Which one's
Funny.
your favorite out of the two?
I
You have to choose.
prefer
You have to
I
choose.
prefer actually this one.
Okay.
It gives me, so usually you put a lemon inside and then you have this Corona vibe.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And that's also what we're trying to mimic with the brand, also
Yeah.
this alternative to a
Yeah,
beer.
the bottle shape is similar to beer, and it's really interesting because again, I think this has only just came to me, but you're coming into a point of the market where alcohol consumption is in massive decline,
Big decline.
and people when they go out are looking for a new alternative, and I actually think this plugs the gap. There's this huge trend at the moment of the coffee club, where people rather than going to the nightclub all night, they're going to the coffee shop and having their kind of daytime
Absolutely.
rave. This fits perfectly well.
Of course.
Yeah.
It's fantastic. Also, some of our customers that are frequently buying again, they're using this in the morning, funny enough, because it has this molasses, darker, deeper coffee vibe to it. And then they jump to this one in the afternoon for a bit of more of a sunny, good feeling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So where can we find it if people are watching this today and they want to go out and they want to try Mete? How do they get it?
You can, for example, we're in one of the stores right here in this building in Gourmet,
Okay. So
and
that's, by the way, that's Onyx Tower in the Greens. We have a supermarket called Gourmet 1004. You can go downstairs and pick it up right now.
of course on the website, and we offer 2-hour delivery or also next day delivery
Excellent.
for free.
And just as we kind of close off, there's one thing that I want to touch on because in the UAE, I think everyone is like craving to be a part of something special, something with a bit of exclusivity. You came to the market with this QR code, and the QR code says invitation only. So again, massive intrigue around that. Kind of excites me a little bit because I feel like I'm part of something. What does this mean, and what happens when you scan this QR code?
It's a double-edged sword. One, it's a marketing play. Two, it's also a supply side play. We don't have that many products at the moment, but we're scaling up operations as we speak. Therefore, it was one thing is also to limit the amount of supply that goes into the market simply because we don't have those bottles. And two, it's a really cool story to actually play.
Hmm.
And and it's also, again, one of those tech things that I bring from the tech world. So I call myself a growth marketeer. So I don't know how to do billboards. I don't know how to do trade marketing. I know how to build growth engines for tech platforms. So how do you control people to come in, and how do you make sure that they don't go out?
Yeah.
So with this type of growth mentality, we thought, so we built out this tool on our website that you can actually refer friends, and then they also get samples for free. So we then built up this viral type of system in our website, and these promotion codes and the campaign codes that we generated, and also this QR code that then people can be invited. And the point was to also make sure that we then go out to the right demographics, right? We don't want to have just we don't want to have the wrong consumers drinking this drink,
Hmm.
because it is a statement
Yeah.
against the status quo,
Hmm.
and therefore you should be proudly drinking this drink, and stand also for our mission of being all natural and
Yeah.
healthier.
Well, look, I love the approach. I think, again, you're probably going to get a few messages on how some brands and businesses that I know and how they can growth market, because I think that's certainly a new approach to the F&B space. But look, thank you so much for joining me. It's been a pleasure to have you on. I wish you the best of luck. I love the brand, and cheers.
Cheers, man. Thank you for having me.
Thanks for watching the show. If you enjoyed the podcast, I'm sure you'll enjoy the drink even more. Our good friends at METE have given us an exclusive discount code. Type in FoodPeople15 at checkout and get 15% off your first order. Enjoy the drink, enjoy METE.